How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to Battlegrounds Game Center. I'm Patrick, and today we're taking a look at Townsfolk Tussle, the second edition of the game, including a few expansions that they had on their Kickstarter. We have this all available as a bundle now, so if you've ever been interested in picking this game up, we do have it up on our eBay. I'll have the link in the description below. We only have a few bundles, so get them while you can. This is a really cool boss battler style game with very old, like, 1920s Cuphead style art that I really enjoy. So if you've ever seen Cuphead, this will look very familiar to you. But yeah, it's a boss battler where you're going to have an arena, you're going to have townsfolk that you're going to choose to fight different ruffians that are going to come in, and there's going to be multiple rounds of fighting. So this isn't like a campaign game or anything like that, it's just you set it up, you play against about 3 to 4 ruffians depending on which mode you pick, and you go from there. So we have the base box here, the new second edition of box that had a few updates from the first edition. We have the Foul Neighbors expansion, and then we have the Odd Jobs expansion. So we'll go ahead and look at the main box here first, see how they updated it. I know that the insert is a little different, but yeah, let's go ahead and get it open and see what comes inside. So this is a massive box. I love the artwork on it. It looks very nice. So we've got our rules and results booklet here. So this will have all your rules for the game, and then you also have these results for like when you're fighting the different ruffians, depending on if you win, lose, how that happens. It'll have a little bit of story to it. So we've got a little sheet of paper here. Ooh, that is a map of the Hoselands. So if you've ever played Cuphead, this is going to look incredibly familiar. It's really cool. I really like the look of this game. That's one of the reasons why I was so interested in it originally. It's just the art, but the gameplay seems to be really fun too. So we've got some punch outs. There's going to be different terrain bits. Think of this as like almost like a skirmish game, but you're just fighting a boss with friends. So boss battle type skirmish. So you're going to have terrain pieces that you can interact with. Very cool. Some more terrain. You got some coins. Oh, they pop out very nicely. So that's always good. Got some more terrain here. Got some forest and some corn fields. And then the game also does include standees. There are miniatures in the game, but if you don't feel like painting them and you just want to see really cool art standees, they're right there. So that's a cool option to have. Very nice. You got your player boards, which are in some bags here. So we'll get some open. So these are very nice player boards. They got recessed spots here for your tokens, for your health and movement and all that. And the artwork, of course, is just absolutely amazing. The back is going to have a little bit of story about your characters, and they're very different. They're very wacky characters, so that we should just say that. So then we got more here. So it looks like you get 8 characters to play with, or 6, I'm sorry. No, 7. So yeah, that's very cool. The town phase board. So in between each fight, you'll be able to upgrade your characters with new weapons and armor and such. So you got your town phase, and I know the Odd Jobs kind of changes this up a little bit. So, and then the back is the fight phase. So once you're done with that, you just flip it over. You see it with the fight phase cards. Your boss deck will go here. So each boss has their own deck, and that's how they operate. So that's pretty cool. Just got the new insert here. So got your stuff for your standees. These are for tracking your characters. You got some dice here for rolling. So it is a very dice-heavy game where you're rolling to hit and such. But then we got some miniatures here. So take a look at them. So these are some of the townsfolk miniatures. So they're all square-based because the game uses a grid. But yeah, these look really cool. These would be fun to paint. Because you'd have to paint them in a way that kind of matches the art. So I'd be interested in how to do that. So maybe not like use washes or anything, just do straight paints. Very cool, like Granny. She's got a little cane. Got this bully. Very, very cool. This guy who's just incredibly, I don't even know how to describe it. Like, it's a cow demon type thing, but it has like a mouth in its stomach. I don't know. So some of these characters are interesting. Got these 2 kids, it looks like. Very cool. So that is the insert that holds your characters and a lot of the different components and stuff. So then we got our board here. So this is the main board that you're going to be playing on. So again, it is grid-based. So you'll set up terrain on the grid. You'll have your different beating order, which is like initiative. This will show you which ruffians you're going to be fighting against. Like again, you have 4, and I think there's a new rule where you can fight 3 instead. So you don't just fight one guy, you fight one, and then they progressively get harder as you go. Looks like we got some character cards. So these look like the ruffians. So these are, so these are separators for the different cards for the different ruffians here. And it shows you like what their gear is that comes with them, so you can separate everything out. So if you want to play a specific ruffian, just pull it right out. You got terrain decks, town events, and so on. Got all these cards with terrain events. You got all the different character boss cards. We're not going to go through everything. There's just a lot. There's a lot of components with this, and I want to get through the expansions too. But you got some more cards. And then you got the Ruffian boards, which we will look at. So these have 2 sides to them. So we'll look at Pep and Milk Frog here. So you'll have the main side here. So depending on if they're a chump, hooligan, troublemaker, they'll get some special abilities depending on the number of players, depends on their movement and health and so on. But if they're the final fight or like the big bad, you're going to flip this over, and it's actually going to have some additional rules and how to fight them and what happens when you win or you lose and so on. So every character is like that, and there's going to be different terrain layouts, different starting positions for everybody, for every single character. So like you can see the difference here. A bunch of them here, like the Scarecrow uses the cornfield and stuff. It's really cool. This game, everything about it just oozes theme, and that is one of my favorite things about it for sure. We have some more cards. Again, these are like the peddler cards, so like different pieces of equipment you can grab. We're not going to go through everything right now. Perk type cards and more peddler cards here. But you got your miniatures for the bosses, which are awesome. So here's like the Scarecrow. Looks really cool. I love that they even have like detailed basing. Very nice. You've got the frog. So they're pretty big compared to the townsfolk. Got this like ghost. This big guy here. Looks like a officer of some sort. I have not played the game yet, but I'm excited to play the game. It's got, I think, is like a book or a safe or something like that. Or, yeah. It's awesome. Wacky characters, man. Let's see here. We've got this thing. Some of these are actually kind of terrifying. There's a lot of like dark humor with this. I mean, that's how Cuphead was too. So they really understood the assignment with this. But yeah, so that is the base game. So we're going to go ahead and open up the Foul Neighbors expansion, look at the odd jobs, and kind of see what comes with those, because those are the brand new items. This is the original game. But it does have a nice new insert, which was really appreciative. So yeah, let's go ahead and get this packed away, and then we'll open up the expansions. Okay, so the first expansion is going to be the main one, the Foul Neighbors expansion. So we've got our rules booklet here. This adds a bunch of new tokens, some new gear, more terrain, illness tokens, some new mats here, curse cards. So quite a lot of new things. So what's new? You got ambush cards, water tokens, trophy wall, character breakdown. So there's the different characters that are going to be in it. A lot of new bosses, of course. So very cool. And then there's these stickers here for like when you defeat them, I think. You get to put them on trophies, which is kind of cool. Fun little unique thing. We've got another map of the different locations. So this is a new location, actually. So probably neighbors to the original town. So very cool. You got all these water tokens. Those are very cool. Got new water tiles. So there must be a boss that has to deal with water. Some more terrain pieces. So all the different new ruffians and a few characters. So you can get a good look at them right here. So there's like a giant worm in an apple. That's really cool. A refrigerator. So yeah, there's like a fish, there's a cat. Very cool. So and then we've got this, which is Patch's costume. So this must be one way to defeat a boss. So they have costume pieces here. And then we've got some more Ruffian boards here. So Ernie Awful and Barry Bluff, the Door Knockers, Tilda Fields, Patches, Tartar Fish Boy, Red Atrocious, Mrs. Falls and Co. So very cool. And again, they have their unique setups on the back for the scenario, different terrain pieces now. So very, very cool. We got a few new characters. So we've got Judy Marks, artist, and Frigid Jones, an inspiring icebox. And then we got some minis here. So we got this wacky looking thing. This one is pretty cool. This one's huge. It's like a water tower, just a walking water tower. So this has got like a sandwich with a hook in it and this fish. So it looks like he's fishing with that. That's interesting. You got the worm and an apple. This guy is terrifying with his face just like screaming at you. He's got a hand, severed hand. So yes, this game could be a little dark. I don't know if it's a kid's game, but even though it looks like it. So we've got the knockers here. They're terrifying. And then we got our characters. So that's one of the new townsfolk. And then Frigid Jones, just a fridge, icebox. It's got like tread on for moving. That's pretty funny. And then of course we got a bunch of cards, which we're not gonna go through today. But you can kind of see everything that comes in this expansion for Foul Neighbors. So adds way more Ruffians, a few new townsfolk, a lot of new terrain, new scenarios. So a nice addition if you just want more of the game. Okay, so we got our last expansion here, Odd Jobs. So has a new rule book here. So it's gonna have, I think, more like a campaign feel to it. So there's more gear. You get new roles now, which is kind of interesting. So you have new abilities. There's a journal that you're going to be putting stickers in, which are these stickers here. You got more tokens. Looks like those are for different items. And you got the peddler's journal. So this is going to have where you put the stickers, and it looks like that's how you're going to unlock certain stuff. So I won't really go too deep into that because it could be a fun thing to explore on your own. But then you got your cards here to roll cards. So it gives you new abilities and what you are. So that's cool. Makes your characters just a little bit better. Quite a few of them though. Very nice. And then a whole bunch of tokens here and cards. So again, we're not going to go through all these just because it doesn't want you to go through them. So yeah, this kind of looks like it's like a little mini campaign thing where you're building up the store or getting new stuff with the peddler store. So that is really cool, but that is the Odd Jobs expansion. So that is everything that comes in our Townsfolk Tussle bundle. You got the base game, the Foul Neighbors expansion, and the Odd Jobs. We have it on our eBay currently. We got a few of those in, so if you're interested in picking one of these bundles up, I will have the link in the description below. But thank you guys again for taking the time to watch this video. If you like this content and you want to see more like it, please go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel. We really appreciate it. But until next time, I'm Patrick at Battlegrounds Game Center. See you later.